Hi you guys, my name is Veronica6 and this is my YouTube channel. Welcome. This is where I just talk about different things in my life and different things I find interesting and whatnot. So today I chose to talk about my lifestyle and my involvement in the BDSM community. I am relatively new to this, so forgive me if I butcher some things explaining it, but I will explain it to the best of my ability. First of all, BDSM stands for Bondage, Dominance, Sadomasochism. And it is essentially a relationship where one person has control and one person gives up control, and both are very consensual and very safe if practiced correctly. There's different ways that you can control someone and different ways that you can submit to someone. You can do it on a more basic level where you have somebody top you. I am a submissive. I like to give up control. So you can have somebody top you and you're not in a permanent relationship with them. You are just engaging in this act with them. You can have a dominant and a submissive, which I have been a submissive to a dominant. And basically this is a temporary or in the bedroom scenario where one person will take control in whatever way that you guys have discussed and that you agree upon, and one person will submit. And this is very fun if you guys have the same style and you agree what's going to go down. And then there's next level, masters and slaves. And I like to think of it almost like a marriage between two people. Very, very committed, very, very consensual. The name is a little bit harsh, but when you actually practice it or witness it, it's very loving and very trusting. And I find it personally, I don't know how to say it, just better than a traditional marriage. And ultimately, that's a relationship that I would like to have. And this is a 24-hour lifestyle. You never break out of it. It is just naturally who you are. And one person constantly has control and one person constantly submits, but the control position is never abused, and on the contrary, it is used to empower the other person, always with the best interest of the slave in mind. Never, never, never a power trip on the person in control. So there's different things that people like within the community. And that is huge, 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 huge about what people like and what they like to do to people and what you like done to you. So you can research that on your own, and you might already have things that you like and that people don't know about. And yep, my way that I have decided that I completely just meshed into. I like impact play. I like anything that inflicts pain on me, whether it's spanking, caning, like with the cane, whipping, flogging, which looks like horsetails, slapping. I like anything like that. That's just my preference, and I like to do it while in bondage, so being restrained in any sort of way. I prefer rope, but you can have bondage of a bunch of different things. I I like a lot of different kinds of toys. I like homemade ones. I think it's a lot of fun, and there's different ways that are different things that people like. You can like electrical play, you can like medical play, you can like waterboarding. It's almost like a suffocation, water. Anyway, I won't go into that. That's a different thing. The way that I got into it was just a couple years ago. I actually contacted a photographer on the other side of the country, and I loved his photographs, and I wanted to photograph with him, and that's all I wanted. And so we talked briefly, and immediately we had a strong connection. And within, I think, 5 minutes of meeting each other, he introduced me to this whole lifestyle, and it never felt foreign. It never felt like I didn't know. On the contrary, it felt like I already knew the lifestyle, and everything was just completely natural to me. And yeah, I never saw anything as weird or different, and anything that he brought up that might be shocking just felt very natural to me. So immediately we fell into a dominant, submissive relationship, and obviously we didn't live close to each other, so daily he would give me assignments as far as what I had to do to submit to him, and I would do them, and I was elated. I was on cloud nine, and this was one of the best times in my life. And in turn, if I did good, I would get rewarded in however he saw fit to reward me. One time he was a brilliant artist. He drew a portrait of me. He would write me beautiful erotica stories. I would do the same in return. Gifts, just different things. And so I loved it. I loved it. It was amazing. He opened up my eyes to a lot of different fetishes that I had no idea that I liked. In fact, I didn't have any fetishes at the time. And things that I thought I would never try, I tried, and I loved them. Other things where I was like, maybe not. So anyway, that relationship ended. It just didn't work out, and I was very sad. I still wanted the lifestyle very much. And so the next step that I took is I found a fetish photographer on Tumblr. And again, I contacted him, and I told him that I wanted to photograph with him. And so I went and I photographed with him in bondage. He did a little bit of topping on me just for fun, took some pictures. The whole experience was great. I ended up becoming his assistant, his photography assistant. I was also very much into photography at the time. And so from there, we became very close friends. That's all. That I was his assistant. We were friends. And he ended up recommending me to different people in the industry. And ultimately, I was recommended to go film for this company called Slave to Bondage. You guys can look it up. It's a wonderful site. Anyway, they film fetish videos, put them online, and I didn't actually know what I was walking into when I went. I knew that I was going to be photographed, but me being me, I'm like, oh, whatever, la la la, I'm just going to show up. And I showed up, and I ended up being filmed for video, and I was okay with it. And that was my first fetish video that I ever filmed. And it was wonderful. There was actually, this was a master-slave situation. I actually walked into a dungeon where two masters lived, and they in turn had two slaves. And anyway, they put me in bondage situations, and then we played in a bunch of different ways. They figured out what I liked, and they tried to push my limits, and it was all very new and very exciting and a little bit scary for me. But I also got to see the masters and the slaves interacting with each other, and it was so loving, and it was so beautiful, and I instantly knew that that's the lifestyle that I wanted. And I didn't want to leave the house. I actually asked them that day, can I move in? And I didn't really know what I was doing or what I was asking, but I asked them, can I move in with you? And they laughed a little bit, but I continued to text over the next week and tell them, no, I'm serious. Is there a way that I can fit into your lifestyle, into your dungeon, into your life? And so Master Damon Damon Pierce. He had me read a couple books to make sure I understood exactly what I was getting into. I read them as quickly as I could, both within a couple of days, and I read slow. And so they brought me into their dungeon, and I would live there half the week, and then half the week at my normal house. And as soon as I entered the dungeon, I was in service to the masters there, and I was essentially a house slave. I did not have an intimate relationship with either of the masters. I just served the house. And so, since they owned a business, I would do stuff for their business. I would help cook. I essentially was just a part of the house, and they taught me how to be a slave, and they showed me what a proper slave-master relationship is and how it should function and how beautiful it was. And there's certain protocols and things that you have to do while you're living that lifestyle, and and it's all really wonderful. I really love it, and I'll do another episode and go more into that. So ultimately, that ended up ending as well. I wanted a personal relationship where I was actually in an intimate relationship with a master, and so that ended. But I'm still great friends with everybody, and so that's great. They're some of my best friends. And anyway, ultimately, I think in my life, I would like a long-term master-slave relationship and have it be a 24-hour scenario that feels natural and wonderful to me. I've been focusing on other things in my life where I actually haven't been able to seek out a master, somebody that I really connect with and that I feel I can devote myself to in that way. So my life has just not permitted it, but ultimately I hope to go back into it and really explore this a lot more and have it be a complete lifestyle for me. So anyway, you can ask me questions. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability, and if I don't know the answer, I will ask my very knowledgeable friends. And again, thank you for listening and for subscribing to my channel. Please push like and subscribe. And sorry, there's so many verbal pauses. I just realized that. But I will see you next time. Bye.